Welcome to the Reds Trends, your ultimate home for everything Liverpool FC. Stay ahead of the game with the latest breaking transfer news, tactical analysis, match reactions and daily updates straight from Anfield. Whether it's Premier League title battles or Champions League nights, we bring you all the action and insights you need as a true fan. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. Up the Reds, YNWA, Liverpool set to sign Bradley Barcola, the transfer bombshell nobody saw coming. The summer transfer window is entering its most dangerous stage, and Liverpool may be preparing to unleash one of the biggest surprises of the entire market. Just when supporters thought the major transfer drama was beginning to settle, a stunning new name has exploded into the conversation. Bradley Barcola. The Paris Saint-Germain winger has become the subject of growing transfer speculation, with Liverpool reportedly ready to make a serious push for his signature before the summer transfer window closes. And if the story develops the way Liverpool supporters are hoping, this could become the transfer that completely changes the mood around Anfield. Barcola is not simply another talented winger. He is the kind of player who can transform the attacking identity of an elite club. Explosive acceleration, fearless dribbling, unpredictable movement, a natural instinct for attacking defenders, and perhaps most importantly, the confidence to demand the ball when the pressure is at its highest. Liverpool have been searching for ways to maintain an elite level of attacking quality, and Barcola represents the type of explosive talent who could give the Reds another terrifying weapon. The possibility of seeing him in Liverpool colours has therefore sent supporters into overdrive. But this is where the story becomes truly dramatic, because signing Barcola would not be simple. Paris Saint-Germain know exactly what they have. They know his potential, they know his value, and they know that Liverpool would not be approaching an ordinary player. They would be approaching one of the most exciting young attacking talents in European football. For Liverpool, however, the timing could be everything. With the transfer window rapidly approaching its final stage, clubs across Europe are beginning to make decisions that they delayed for weeks. Deals that looked impossible suddenly become negotiable. Players who appeared untouchable suddenly become available. And transfer negotiations become increasingly aggressive. Liverpool appear determined to take advantage of that chaos. The idea behind a potential Barcola move is simple. Liverpool want more speed. They want more 1v1 ability. They want another attacker capable of stretching defences from the first minute to the last, and Barcola fits that profile almost perfectly. Imagine him receiving the ball near the left touchline at Anfield, one defender standing in front of him, the crowd beginning to rise. Barcola takes one touch forward, then another. Suddenly the defender is retreating. Barcola accelerates, the stadium erupts. That is the kind of football Liverpool supporters dream about. And it is exactly why this potential transfer is becoming so fascinating. Barcola's development has been remarkable. He has gone from being viewed as an exciting young prospect to becoming a player capable of competing at the highest level. His pace immediately catches the eye, but his biggest weapon may be his confidence. He does not appear frightened by defenders. He does not need everything to be perfect before attempting something dangerous. He wants to attack. He wants to create. He wants to make things happen. That mentality is perfectly suited to the intensity of Liverpool. At Anfield, attacking players are expected to play with personality. The supporters do not simply want possession. They want danger. They want acceleration. They want moments that can turn an ordinary match into chaos. Barcola can provide exactly that. And behind the scenes, Liverpool's interest would make sense from a sporting perspective. The club cannot afford to stand still. Modern football changes rapidly. One season's attacking formula can become predictable the next. Elite clubs are constantly searching for players who can introduce a new dimension. Barcola could provide that dimension. His ability to operate from wide positions while also moving inside could create tactical possibilities. He could attack the space behind defenders. He could combine with central forwards. He could receive the ball between the lines. He could isolate fullbacks. And when Liverpool recover possession, his speed could become devastating. Imagine Liverpool winning the ball in midfield and Barcola already sprinting into space. One pass, one touch, one acceleration. Suddenly, a defensive situation becomes a goal-scoring opportunity. That transition football is where his qualities could become especially frightening. But there is another reason why this potential transfer has captured attention. Liverpool would not simply be signing a player for tomorrow. They would be investing in a player who could become one of the defining attackers of the next generation. That is the long-term vision behind a move of this magnitude. The Reds have historically understood the importance of identifying elite talent before that talent reaches its absolute peak. Barcola represents exactly that type of opportunity. He already has the quality to make an immediate impact, but his ceiling could be considerably higher. And that is what makes the situation so intriguing. If Liverpool genuinely decide to push, the negotiations could become one of the most intense battles of the final days of the window. PSG would have little reason to make things easy. Liverpool would have to demonstrate that they are serious, and the player himself would become central to the entire equation. Would Barcola be tempted by the possibility of becoming a major attacking figure at Anfield? Would Liverpool's project appeal to him? Would he see the Premier League as the next step in his development? Those questions could determine whether this story becomes reality or remains one of the biggest rumours of the summer. But Liverpool supporters have every reason to be excited by the possibility, because Barcola is exactly the type of player who can create anticipation before he has even touched a ball in a Liverpool shirt. The Premier League is different from every other competition. The tempo is relentless. The physical demands are enormous. Defenders have less time, spaces disappear faster, and attackers are constantly tested. For a player with Barcola's acceleration, those conditions could actually become an advantage. His pace could force defenders to turn. His movement could create gaps. And once defenders begin worrying about his speed, Liverpool's other attackers could benefit as well. That is the hidden danger of a signing like this. A great winger does not only improve himself, he can make everyone around him more dangerous. If a full-back stays deep because he is terrified of Barcola's pace, another Liverpool player gets more freedom. If the full-back steps forward, Barcola can attack the space behind him. If two defenders move toward him, another attacker becomes available. Suddenly, the entire attacking structure changes. This is why Liverpool could see Barcola as more than a simple squad addition. He could be a tactical weapon, a player capable of changing how opponents defend Liverpool, and that could be priceless. The biggest question, however, remains the price. PSG would understandably demand a huge fee for a player of Barcola's profile. Liverpool would have to decide whether the potential transformation of their attack justifies such an investment. That is where the final days of the transfer window become so unpredictable. A club can spend weeks negotiating over small details before suddenly deciding to make an enormous commitment. One phone call can change everything. One meeting can accelerate everything. One improved offer can turn a rumour into a serious negotiation. And Liverpool supporters know that transfer windows often produce their greatest drama when everybody thinks the important business is already finished. This is why the Barcola situation deserves attention. The clock is ticking, the pressure is rising, and Liverpool have very little time if they truly want to make this happen before the window closes. There would be no guarantee that PSG would accept an approach. There would be no guarantee that Liverpool would reach an agreement, and there would certainly be no guarantee that the deal would be completed. But the possibility alone is enough to create enormous excitement, because if Liverpool somehow pull this off, it would send a powerful message. It would say that the club is not satisfied with simply competing. Liverpool want to remain among Europe's elite. They want more attacking firepower. They want players capable of deciding matches, and they want to build an attack that can frighten every opponent in England and Europe. Barcola would fit that ambition. There is also something emotionally significant about the potential transfer. Liverpool supporters love players who play with courage. They love attackers who run toward defenders instead of away from them. They love footballers who make something happen when the game becomes difficult. Barcola has many of those qualities. His style is direct. His football is aggressive. His movement is energetic. And his willingness to take